a set of one part into one set of a market. The marketing in nightclubs or bars or venues or concerts or any kind of type of involvement in the industry of music or entertainment has a clear open door. A clear open door to open up the deal with a Mac milk more output design. A Micmac milk output. Micmac milk output is a pre-active sense of ability. The pre-active sense of ability is a core rest bounty symmetry. Bounty symmetry is a core rest volume of entering 400 specific types of things. 400 specific types of things. 400 types of things that the market can develop in a club by pushing it too far out. Pushing it too far out, open the club, and open and close the club, pushing it too much inside the idea of the music. Too much inside the music, too much inside of the giving act of the bar. Too much inside of giving act of the bar, the drinks, the the people, and the occasions of physical, resical, medical, physical, metaphysical, applicational, and all kinds of physicals. The sense of reeking, sense of ability to connect the four progresses. Four progresses are simple realities. Four progresses are pi not in. Pi not in. Next one is pi red blut. Red blut. And the next one is pyrochemistry. Pyrochemistry. And it's consistent in the view of the vile restriction of the pre-existence of the next pro-existent and progressive identities, which are pro-unit, reflexive paralysis, analogy, progressive, programmative, and progress, which is four crowds, four apple boys, four apple nights, four apple days, four apple nights, and odd nights, and nights, and also a key accessory, a key in line, a key in dissertation, or key in power, or key in subject, or key in lingerie. Key in line is the axis, center, body location, and then they go center, body location, and body restriction, point, comment, and comment reduction. Comment reduction. Comment reduction in the forerun product reality of how to sell an idea, how to market a development, how to continue the structure and the market demand. Market demand is that when it sells, inventory structuralizes an improvised reality and takes the amenitive graphics of how well or bad or good or ungood the business is doing, and needs to have an delivery point to find a way to market and bring in more sales. So how you do that is bring the sell down to a cost. Cost to sell and have an equal greater sign to advocate the sign of interlining progress. Interlining progress. Interline the progress and send the value of the 10 cell units to 10 cell units. And unit the 10 cell units in by 1 to 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12, 395, to 465, 6,072, and then 4 after 1. To compost the idea and to connect the four road ideas, to the connection of the four road ideas and four road to connect the idea of a cell market advertisement. The cell market advertisement would have four roads, action statement, public reaction released statements. A public reaction release statements. So public reaction statements. Public reaction statements are yielded and pushed into the Congress, are pushed into the field of a comedy system, or placed around abundance of some informer who contribute centralized writing a publishing company. So they contribute to a publishing company. So you write the sentence and a release of the cell unit and the price tag of how well it's doing. You get it out in the open and people know how well you guys supported yourself and how well you've done by showing that you could make a business successful. And for running part zero, the clause in Canada statistics releases that most success is done by the last time it equals one part that when the market is developed in sensory for product one. It essentially dines over and over and over again. It dines up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Try to keep a constant flow or keep some form of people there or keep some form of tragedy there. You enroll 1,000 rows of information. 1,000 rows of information, which some information is descending actual system and compared analogies, some subtract reviews, subtract entries, values, entries, and reviews, subtract IOA puts, IOA inputs, IOA inputs, and IOA inputs, subtract divided tension, subtract 400 zeros, 400 times, you got gamification and reflectability, content is 0, 0, and a few others. So those you'd have to have some formula to write them out in some sense, the ability to the full composition of them. When you have those, you'll have for right and a right to suggest that you have a market or development demand to command the value of people's information or implementation or time or place to enter a bar into the town just to go to the bar. So the reaction to the power of what it is to open up the door and see what's inside the house. See what's inside the house. See what's inside the house. See what you got to have there, what you have looking for, what you have looking forward to, and what people have to see when they get into your place. Look at it and see if you can find DC road applicant of the reality of comparing that the bar or whatever it is subjectively and not a very pleasant place. Look at it, see if it's not very pleasant. Look at it, see if it has really bad air conditioning. Look at it, see if it has really bad every timing, bad lighting, bad situation, a little blurry, a little chalky, not enough disco lights, too many disco lights. Look around and see what we have evidently appear novelty state of collision, and I see like something apparently that doesn't feel right about it. Look at all that. Then you look at all that and you get to find a lot and write down notes and write down incomes or special questions to sales and totals or advocated numbers. And you'll get a number of how much you've been losing according to the reality of your bad environment. In my theater, I'm losing 2% of my income because they actually don't want to turn the air off or turn it on. They don't want to keep the lights on or off. They don't know what they're doing there. So they lost 2% of my income. People are not showing up at a certain time of hours anymore, or not going at all because they can't because it gets bothers or whatever it causes the guy for them to walk away. So I'll lose 2% of people. Anyway, look at all that stuff and look at the full consistent reality and make a newer view and make an old view all kind of just disappear and write a whole new plan, a whole new subjective theory. Wipe down all the walls, take all the pictures down, take everything out, take everything in, pull the chairs out, do everything you possibly can to get some idea of this room or anything in reality, and there's some plain identity to reproduce and relay it down, like just laying down furniture or laying down suggested bar tones or laying down suggested theory how to release and how to composite the reality, how to continue to structure on a new part of yielding itself. And look at this systemic regression. Look at it as a composition graphics. Look at it what could be so much individual different in the sense of what could be less in power, what could be more in power, it could be just the same. So in other words we're just going to put out the same. We just have different statues, different views, different measurements, maybe different columns, maybe different ideas. Maybe we have a different idea to use something that we got in there and build something in it or build something around it, build something for it. Maybe we have some ideas to build a new addition to subtract the old addition to add a new place to it, or a new tire, or a new color, a new something in addition to the reality and constitutional. You look for something new to provide for your thing. Look for something new to provide for your thing. You look at the idea and look at the subtraction volume, how to control the risks or currencies, and how to list it as a well-balanced subtraction of income. So you write about your total value, what you use and do inside your walls, and this is what happens there. Like if you take down pictures or rail around chairs or build certain mics, have certain nights, have certain colors, certain like events or certain specialties or certain kind of moments or certain kind of adversary sororities or clandestine fraternities, so certain kind of action statements and views of all things. And you see that when you look, you see that the most perfect place is that it is when it's empty. When it's empty is the most perfect place. So to keep that perfect place, You gotta find something that works. Something that works that deals with the inventory structure of all the liquor. Something that standardizes the implemented reality of Congress. Centralized implemented the Congress inside the theater, inside the thing, and everything, all of this, and all of that. Look at everything that sells and you for district returns, all the full limitations. Look at all semi-direct returns, semi-direct eligible returns, eligible washer returns. Look at all permitted circulating deals with most every league causing Canada of moving all the stuff back into the warehouse. Back into the warehouse, back into the sell room of a room. Moving this atop every hard, repositioning the stereo, or repositioning the box, repositioning the pool tables, or taking the pool tables and having no pool tables at all. Or reflect the time in the TVs, move the TVs around. Move the benches, move the chairs around. Put on more or less other kind of frequencies and other kind of channel usage, other kind of frequent bands. Put on 4 times a bet equals bingo or something. Put on bingo, see what that's like. So when the foreign action segment releases a chair, the chair will enter 400% parts of each and equal parts divided by 2. These 2 parts will equal 1,790, 2,694 parts. The parts will enter 1,000 publics. 1,000 publics is a stock. So a stock is subtracting engine by the character value of a structural system. File retraction stock reflex denied structure. Reflex denied structure, which is a stock bond of current graphic sense of BACLD, stock visual system to build a stock bond of correctional input. They put a building yield, all the income over and over and over again. Then you can put a savings account on a typical CD reflexive brilliantly more article. The CD about $600,000 on a CD. Let that sit and stay balanced. Then of course you always have a yielding cash flow. Every time it yields in cash flow, it's currently using itself to be used for preservation. Use a CD coming to sell and sell value to keep the bar and everything at an equal $18,000 stable. Keep everything at an equal law stable. Equal law stable. Keep everything at equal law stable at 3%. 3% at a 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 792%. Keep it at 2 0, 4 0, 8 0, 9 0, 732 million zeros. Keep it at reflex. Stated part of partitioning the growth of rationalization. If you move all the bars over, what will the bars be like? What if you choose to sit down and tear it apart? What is it now doing now? What's it doing now? What does it do then? We're not going to change it and go back the same way. What is it going to do then? So what can it have to do if you put on all the chairs in unified district from one chair over another? Sit down one chase, 1 second, 1/3, 1/4, 1/10 of a second. Get all the chairs out of the place. Put them all back in. Put them instead of the well balance of the bar, the indication bar staples, a bar indication of roll right development, and add some idea to a new place, a new place, and knew how to remodel the dimension of place in the place. New ways of remodeling. Or new ways of just accepting what you have already, or remodel. Accessibility, everything can be used once. When you get into philosophy, you're going to find that it might be better to look at a remodeling system and see what it could be compared to what it is now to what it is then. See if it even changes. The remodeling system, remodeling the purpose of expectation, making a more vivid, a more congruent, or more just a liability room, or where the intentions are. So remodel, you might find yourself looking down and taking the TVs in the bar out and putting it in front of the building, putting it in the back of the building, or putting it inside it with the left-hand side or the right-hand side. You have more of an open deal, open dare, open field of red. You'll find yourself just putting it back where it was. Find yourself putting it back where it was, but you find yourself putting it back where it can fit or it cannot fit, where it can be bigger or smaller. And where could everything fit now? Where does everything go now? Where does everything go then? Where could it go then? Where we're not going to move the bar, what is everything kind of doing? You're not going to do anything at all. At least pretend you remodel to see what you get. And when you get that, you're going to have different placement. When you get that, you're going to have different ideas on how to put things back. So you put things back and have a hurricane development drink special. You have a hurricane drink special. You have 4.5 cents, 50 cents chicken wings or chicken tenders or some type of featured idea. You have some delicious nacho cheese fries or something. You can have some advocate time and some placement of music standard and maybe some quality yield to reference and some low-handed ways of interhandling and listening to the project system's radio system. This is the fact of the music style and the scene's development and how to continue to structure the music industry, how to develop a well-grounded DJ. So most times we are part left or right. Some has to have an equal sign the product, the relationship, the dance, the focal point of the band, and social station. All these bands are social point and they have to have a deal, have somebody recruiting the virtual system of the band's soundtrack. So bringing bands, you gotta find a team, find people that are willing to put their time in and find themselves and go get people to bring them in. So we bring them in and bring in attitude and reflection of ability to get people and bring people in by statualizing the band's night of aggression. When you publicly list a band being listed, you publicly release the end research of it in the sense of the weekly or to the Redlands or restriction point bolt fact detention. Sending a letter saying this is open restriction Mike night, this is night, this night, and you have structure and independent growth of some occasional night always occurring. Or you have every two weeks or 2 days a new printout. The printout always suggests 3.4 following. And you put following printouts in subsection of views on some website, a web-based, and following of the indication cities, athletic, entertainment, samplery. And it just always have an advertisement. When you place in something for the movie or a standard, always push in the movie box or movie theater, you always have a comment theater or a publisher or a drawing or a public ad. You need to put the time and effort to build those subjected ads. To place them in the side of the paper because they're not going to just do them for you. All you do is print it out for you. So you have ads, instruction, compositions, added replacement of paper route, determinate reception of bills, instruction and payment growth, and ready to go. One is in staying SAR row body less half times the self-reflected opinion of the contribute action of sales evaluation marketing, which is sending letters to people that want to see or have heard or be signed into a new Weekly's magazine program, which we sent to them. New Weekly's are new fact, red and black fact, discernment of tenant focused phone call board or application. As I've seen that phone call board after 27 screen install. And you got to send this application on a board draw. You got to send it on an email or a personal plastic on a ritual on a full scale advertisement. It sends it into a plug restriction station. It sends out an output gain. It also has a printout restriction, printout gain for APA. Also has a double standard reflectivity of condition to foreign mail product resistance rotation. Rotation of mail can send that when the applicant sends data referring to all portions of the city applicant. If you place a lowercase in a restaurant or deal advertising newsletter, in the city of Redlands or city of near structure of BA, CC1 of lowercase local application sales unit advertisement. You push a CPDR in Southern California. CWX is 1/8 of 3.01011, 12.695. Also send out a directory form of traditional point apps lit. Actually conforming program system for larger system manifestation and city fund representation of a volume notation. Okay, we sign and listed as a volume notation and how you reflect the ability to get new partners, new generations. You have to sell a product by getting it into someone's mind and there's something going on for that night and there's something there and there's something they can attend to. So you got to send out a reflex telegram application symmetry northern on chat room or whichever they can symmetry call it of a well-balanced letter. It supports the day and night of the full conference ebittory statement session of regression 0. Placing an ad in front of the original point ad. We said ads in front of two ads for an 19 ads. The ad in front of the Redland newspaper. Put in front of the Redland newspaper, put in such as a magazine or man cover or going with a nightlife kind of patrol administration in regard to a mandatory magazine. And send the magazine on top of the newsletter, the newspaper to the people of the city. And by sending them out to the weekly and database restriction point 904 D association. Send out form on troll 03 form troll as our already troll. Troll as in form 2,000% equal to the percent of equal association point permitted reduction. So these things have to have a view intention to grab into providing and grab people into their interest in one volume or into any volume interest at all to see the direction point of how to feel, or relate to it. You can put it in the structure in a letter in some form of a first color coded technical support color. Put in advocacy section color, put in the viewing of statements of what's going on from the day, the night, clearness part, what's going on with the sales, the inspiration, what's going on in the yield for connecting the sales of the 70 reduction system, RO4, and what's putting in the word of a promote illustration. You have a list of ledger students and publicists that can connect to the prayer for poverty sensibility and connect foreign preparatory persons and publicize the reduction of the opinions of graduates on the ledger system's ability to connect to the public. You have a religion sense and heart and factor sense of bill out crowd symmetry blood bill. The bill would share and doing buyout shares. Shares are doing cost and pay back the tax. Tax we're paying to give the free newspaper in and around town or in a thing or given to each and every company or each and everything. You just drop it in while we're in project, put in a new route or a new blanket or a new particular stop store or CCA. And all the many displeasures on the council you could possibly imagine to the point and kind of reaching the entire city on a daily basis of constantly receiving them, constantly keeping them up to date. Constantly keeping them in flow in the interest of the traditional nightclub and natural operational rotation, and keeping them in flow in natural assistance. The composition of rollers and drinking educated for reduction assistication. A drinking important at 0.9 the absence of the 10 connect 4,000 triple additions. To the nightclub disposition of 0.0249 and some special deviation night on the night of any kind of tolerance of reveals and abilities to give an letter into form and suggest the indicator can come and suggest and drink an application center column A to advertise the provisional sensibility of a commission, low friend opulation restriction of a contractual input to allow the reflexive ability to connect the 4,000.0010 of the 2018 tenths of 1,000% to the character form of the legislation to put up a yes or also point you in question survey applicant. If you get a survey applicant, they can take a survey applicant and reflect their news. Look at the bottom of the race, look at the bottom left, and they have to try and form to keep it up in the open. So you got to build a relapsatory fan base in return or a real constant reality of advertisement. The constant reality of advertising is wherever you can think you can do something, you can put it in front of their face. However, you can get that picture there in front of their face or that advertiser, that letter in front of their face is why you advertise. Get it in front of them, their eyes, in front of their face, and get somebody intended to get grabbed and get heard of. That's how it's done. That sales and marketing is done by advertising windows, extraction point, beauty system, cartridges, software affiliate marketing, software virtual alignment, software visit websites, web party organizations, webs around the corner, individual sense of communications, flyers, information system and prioritization tents, flyer promotion system iterations. And you get a constant review of the consumer center report of volume to keep additional lag attrition, keep a database performance condition of a lower application. In the night of the racial ability to keep a lower hand through the coercion of the night in the conditional point conduction of relaxation of entering the foreman product relation to conduct relaxation for conduct. Let's say grant the regional night of central kind of tap in to an occasion of a spa racial point promotion, which is a convictional center bow lit or bill constructional flyer. So bills come out and reflect and pull out the thing, and there's other kind of second posters, second research of a continued structure and electrical system ability to connect the foreign exclusion with often are read and heard and by word of mouth. So you build these original system with biography and send the bill and reproduce the staging and all everything and reduce the expression when we design the choreographic and fall back into some principles and ideas and promote the stations of the first arbitration point, legend land of the first guarantee. I was advertisement structure and for focus on the potential idea of how to gain this popularity by acting in literary form production and lucidizing the idea of a common yield of party atmosphere and real applicant loose time and real fire-lit house or lowercase of fire-lit house or a little laid-back expression landing lounge or a place where you can have smoke and diner since this and that and application with 0 and 10 and 2 and 4 and 9 and get out all the representation and promote just the sentence reform and conduct surgery. And promote a suggested theory that some nights are given art to create and fashion to come in as a apostle, a rejection point in the apostle, to give that a dios apostle, that's the apostle, and then time of a potential in relation to the connections. You want to be part of their alignment reality, or plan of the genuine reflector of their ideas are concerned, and maybe attending. That's done by actual system promotion of the system stars out of the stars of Christian TV programming. The TV programming is where it's at. TV programming is where it's at. What? Did you just gain a portion of a Ford Focus at a fire in the house? No? Notes. Why was in the notes? It's writing if you believe it. I bet you I could write the HIV solution and become richer than you can. I can make more money than y'all if you fucking can and everything and living active insanity, beneficial and decent culture. You're talking shit about someone that can kill people. You know that? You gotta watch who you say things to. Because it's all particularly sensibility and for the idea of all things. I don't care about it. I don't give a shit about nothing. Start finding see the notes. So you are fucking psychotic, man. If you think she's just speaking normal tongue, they always talking about everything. For one, they come at me all different because the thing they build around my aura. 2, you came off in illustratively as a person that actually attended a graphic idea and knows what's going on. And 3, attended graphic analogy is in for building an application for the oppositional conductual to the application for the noun verbs of indication and subject. You know, all these verbs and conditions how to market a real festival is to promote it on a cellular phone. Milk. You do make money. They take responsibility for that, but whatever. I'm out.